Good evening. This is ALPOUGH, the ALPOUGH show, number 93. I want to welcome everybody who's coming in, everybody who's be coming later, and everyone who will be coming days, months, and years from now. Welcome. Hope you had a great weekend. Today is Monday. Happy Monday. I guess we could say it's Monday, mundane Monday. But it is Monday and we are alive, and that is the best thing you can possibly ask for, right? Okay, so um, today was kind of interesting on all the stuff that we've been going through. You've been watching the news, everything that's really kind of crazy out there, and so it just keeps changing and changing, doesn't it? Every day seems to be different. Now the pandemic is considered over. And yet today, the third largest city in China with 18 million people, 3 to 4 times bigger than New York, closed down due to the new pandemic that's coming back. The different strain that is now coming out. Apparently, it blew up in India, Brazil, and now it's in Europe and in China and all over the rest of the world. And yet we are being told that the pandemic is over. So it makes everything even more confusing as we see where are we going and how we're going to end up here. And so, I got to drink some water real quick with my disappearing glass. That's a magic trick. You know why it does that? Because it's blue and I have a blue screen behind me. And so anyway, today's going to be probably not as long as I normally talk, but there is some things that was on my mind, and I really want to share it with you. That what's coming up here. So tonight is to live, is to give. What are we living for? And can you hear me now, Tracy? Can you hear me? Ooh. Tracy, can you hear me? Oh, okay, got you. Okay, got you. When I went here, I went out of stream. Okay, I got you. All right, thank you. Yeah, right, I got you. All right, now we get back on with the show. Yes, you're right. That was muted. Thank you, dearie. Okay, so to live is to give. All right. What does that mean? Well, actually, what it means right now, today, at this moment, that something is going on. Something is going on, and that giving is about getting. And instead of living to give, as opposed to giving to get. We've been into a place where silence is golden. Now we can't speak our own mind. And we're being stifled. As you heard, former President Trump was banned from Facebook for 2 years. And then after that, he can get back on. And If you are, and again, this is not about being political, but if they can censor the president of a, a country as big as ours, what can they do to you? Well, I've already been, one of my videos was taken off, and I was warned about another one. So I'm already in the mix, and I only got 2 strikes. So I have to be careful. But it's funny because when I see what other people are saying the same thing, they're not getting banned. It wasn't I was saying anything. I was quoting an article. It wasn't even my opinion. It was quoting an article. So that's really weird. So right now, it seems that silence is golden. We don't want us speaking. Also, being a gentleman is overrated, it seems now. Being a lady is overrated. And worst of all, loving animals doesn't seem to count. And here I want to ask you, if you have not considered adopting an animal, you please do, because the animal shelters are filling up again. It seems that people did take a lot of animals, cats and dogs, and out of the shelters, and then returned them after the pandemic was over. And that's a really sad thing, because animals love you. Dogs, if you've ever had a dog, and I've had many of you, can see there's Izzy up there at the top. If you don't know Izzy, then I will show you her. Where is she? There she is. Here's my sweetie. There's my sweetie. So Izzy passed last June the 12th, and we're coming up on her year anniversary of her passing. And to say that it's been the hardest year of my life after losing her and my father, and my mother to an extent, wasn't the easiest. Basically the hardest year of my life. And so what I really want to encourage everyone here is to please adopt today, okay? Because there's joy in those cages. And if you've ever been to an animal shelter, you end up wanting to take them all home. Really, that's really what comes from being around animals. We've had the fortune of having rabbits in the house, and even hamsters and birds, and because our lizards, our cats seem to love to bring them in the house. And we have saved a number of rabbits. I do not know the count of how many rabbits I saved. One in particular, we wanted to adopt and ended up getting, with one of the cats. So we got to meet rabbits. Rabbits are just absolutely the most sweetest little furry creatures there is. If you haven't been to a sanctuary, you should go to a sanctuary where there's all kinds of different animals, and just see the unconditional love abound. We have 2 cats now. We still have our other dog, Bella, who is 18 years old. And, when you also adopt a elderly dog, you're really doing them a favor. So if you haven't considered it, please do. This is really, to live is to give. To help those who can't help themselves and who can't speak for themselves is so important. Because animals have feelings just like you do. They really do. If you've been around them enough to know, you know that they suffer pain. They do. You can see the joy in them when they see you come walking through the door. And then you can also see the fear when they get scared. You can see the happiness, and also the sadness. Because when they're in these cages, guys, they pretty much know when they're going to die. So, in honor of Izzy, her anniversary on June the 12th, I'm going to begin a GoFund called Animals in the ER Fund. And if you've ever known, a lot of dogs and cats, because there's not enough money for the operation, because a lot of them need operations towards the end, or they come in, they're very abused. And because the family and the situation's going on, we need to start an ER fund when they get in the emergency room. And this is what happens. They get in the emergency room and there's no money. It's happened to me 3 or 4 times in my life with an animal. The last thing was with Isabella. I'd spent $2,300 to remove 2 infected teeth in her mouth. 2 teeth, $2,300. And she still passed 3 weeks later. Other people have had the same experience. My golden retriever, I spent about $5,000 towards the end of his life because they didn't do the operation properly, and they had to do it again, and he still died 3 weeks later. So again, sometimes it's not right to do it, but also it is the veterinarian that you get involved with. Is very important that you find a really good vet. So this is all. I'm going to be in a big announcement. Like I said, I'm getting ready. I'm finishing up my first 100 shows, and then I'm working on a lot of different things, even including a different set. And I really want to start bringing attention to this. And I want to know, I need volunteers. I do. I need volunteers. I need people that are willing to help me with this by helping me raise the money. We need literally hundreds of thousands of dollars, guys. Because, even 100,000, if someone needs 2,000 to 3,000, that's literally only 20 animals that you can help, you see. So please give your time. If you can't, give your time to a shelter. Animals just want to be visited. And, if you know someone that's looking for an animal, please help them find one. I live in Arizona, but there's all kinds of people who are reaching out, and they can't keep their animals, so they need to put them in a nice home. People find animals and they don't get along with their animals, so they have to look to rehome them. And so this is a real epidemic that's deep, deep, deep in my heart. And I'm going to eventually be devoting my full time, along with this program, on raising money for the animals. And it's just my calling, and I really want to see if it's your calling is too. We need funding. It's going to take some money, and it's going to take some effort to bring this, because what happens is they need the money immediately. Okay, this is one of those things where either you got to give them the money or they put them to sleep. That's how crucial it is. So it has to be some big funding. So if they need it immediately, it's right there. Otherwise, they don't. They just put them asleep. And I just don't like that word, put them asleep, right? They put them asleep. All right. Elderly animals have the worst, guys. Elderly animals are the ones who, when they go in serious pain, a lot of them, and they just need medication sometime to ease the pain. Okay. So your effort, your funding, your time is living to give. And it doesn't take anything to reach out and love somebody. And the future's now. And so I'm really asking you, when I announce this next week, to please share the video, share the time, and let's just do something about it. So join me and give today. Um, and I want to thank you. And also, Sophia thanks you. So let's see if there's any comments here. Oh, yeah. Little love balls. That's what all our little babies are. That's what we call them. That's what we call them. Oh, man. I tell you what, man, the joy that you would feel with a sweet little dog in your house, man, you just wouldn't believe it. You'll never be lonely, and you'll never not feel loved. It's an absolute joy. They're joy. I call them little joy machines, because when you see them, they just bring a smile to your face. Okay. So listen, my talk's a little short tonight, but again, I don't think I need to harp on it. It just is something that is deep in my heart, and I really want people to feel that same calling that I do, and so that we can at least put a little dent and maybe put a little smile on a beautiful little animal's face. The joy in their eyes, when I see Izzy every day. And now I see it in Bella and my kitties. So I love you. I'm not going to do a cheer tonight. I'm just going to tell you I love you. And I want to thank you for listening. And I want you to open your heart. Please consider it. And helping me raise some money. And I mean, I need to raise a lot of money, because it's a terrible situation we're in. So I wish you to have a great evening. I wish you to think about what's going on here, and knowing that the animals are the lost ones here. Let's help them. I'll see you tomorrow at 2:30, and then again at 6:30 tomorrow night. 5 days a week. If you can, check out some other videos. I've had over 10,000 views now total on all my videos here. Some 1 view, some 1,000 views. It's weird, but again, I'm just going to keep on trucking, and you keep on trucking too. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Peace out.